What up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas.
And I'm Tebow.
And we're coming at you with another video today where we're going to be doing our Week 14 AFC playoff predictions. This is where we predict who will be making the playoffs and what seed they will be in the AFC. And we predict this headed into Week 14. We do this every 2 weeks, and there will also be an NFC version of this video released tomorrow as well. And with that being said, let's get right into it. My prediction for the number 7 seed in the AFC is the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers currently sit at 7-5 and have a fairly easy schedule heading into the end of the season. Obviously, the AFC wildcard picture is very, very muddy at the moment. And so, the Browns are 7-5, the Colts are 7-5, the Texans are 7-5. Then you have teams like the Broncos and Bills who are 6-6. So there's a lot of teams vying for this spot, but I just went over all of their schedules and looked how they've been playing. And right now, I think the Steelers have a pretty good chance of slipping into that number 7 seed. So that's why I've got them there.
And for my 7 seed, I have the Denver Broncos. Very similar to the Steelers. You know, their strengths of schedule for the ending of the season, and just the fact that they're 6-6. They, even though you've got some teams that are 7-5, I just think that Broncos are going to finish stronger and really finish out with the 7th seed and are going to go on a tear. So that's why I've got them in that spot, very similar to the Steelers.
Alrighty, my prediction for the number 6 seed in the AFC is the Denver Broncos. The Broncos currently sit at 6-6, but they got a really easy schedule to close out the season, and they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. Just had a 5-game win streak snapped, but it was against a good Texans team who are playing good football themselves. And if they're able to continue the momentum they've been having, I can very easily see them getting up to the 6 or maybe even the 5 seed, but I don't think they'll get that far. I think they make it up to the 6 seed.
And with my 6th seed, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I really think, Steelers and Broncos, very similar situations, and just the fact that they have a kind of easy schedule and they're gonna finish out just barely making it, but I do. I think they're gonna make it. Only reason I have them above the Broncos is the fact that they're 7-5, and I think they can maybe get one more win, or just how it breaks down. I've got the Steelers, so that's why I have them at the number 6 seed.
Alrighty, my prediction for the number 5 seed in the AFC is the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars currently sit with a 1-game lead above the Texans and Colts in the AFC South. They're coming off of a tough loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, and Trevor Lawrence looks like he has a sprained ankle and don't know how long that will knock him out for. So the Jaguars in a tough spot with a couple of tough games coming up too. I have a really, really difficult time seeing them hold on to their division lead. So that's why I've got them at the number 5 seed.
And same with Vegas, my number 5 seed is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, you think about it, I even though they are right now at the top of the AFC South, I think that injury is going to sideline them a little bit. I still have them making the playoffs by far. You cannot be 8-5 and not make the playoffs. That's not true. But with their schedule and all that, I think they're able to coast into the playoffs. But I do think they are going to trade hands with the Texans and give the South to the Texans. So that's why I have them here.
Alrighty, my prediction for the number 4 seed in the AFC is the Houston Texans. The Texans currently sit 1 game behind the Jacksonville Jaguars, coming off of a massive win over the Denver Broncos. And with the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence getting hurt, And I think the Texans having a little bit of an easier schedule to close out the year, I see the Texans passing the Jaguars and winning the division this year. So, but I don't see them catching up to some of the teams ahead of them, like Kansas City, Miami, Baltimore. So that's why I've got them at the 4 seed.
And with my 4 seed, I've got the Houston Texans. Very similar reasoning to Vegas. I mean, it's about the same reasoning. Lawrence is injured. The Texans are going to go on a tear despite that Tank Dell injury. So I've got them making it to the top of the division and just barely making out the Jags. So that's why I've got them there.
Alrighty, my prediction for the number 3 seed in the AFC is the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins currently are tied for the best record in the AFC with the Ravens sitting in at the number 2 seed, but they have a pretty tough schedule to close out the season, and they lost to the Chiefs earlier this year, so the Chiefs will have that head-to-head tiebreaker, and the Chiefs just need to win one more game than the Dolphins to close out the year, which I think they will do, and so that will drop the Dolphins down to the 3 seed based off of that head-to-head game.
And at my number 3 seed, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. And my reasoning is, I think that they're going to sputter to the end. I think that even though it looks right now that the Dolphins are worse, I do. I have the Chiefs at number 2. I think that they're just going to sputter to the end. I think they're going to lose a couple of the games that would get them more ideal spots, and yeah, that's why I have them at the number 3 seed.
Alrighty, my prediction for the number 2 seed in the AFC is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs currently sit at the number 3 spot, tied with the Jaguars with an 8-4 record, but I think the Jaguars are going to fall off, especially with the Trevor Lawrence injury and their tough schedule in the season, and I think that, again, beating the Dolphins head-to-head is going to be the difference maker for why they're the 2 seed over the Dolphins, especially since their schedule is just a little bit easier.
So with my number 2 seed, I have the Miami Dolphins. So I do think that they're going to have some questions they have to answer about beating good teams. That being said, I like them. I do. I'm still high on that 70-point game. There's nothing that you just don't do that, man. There's something special about this team. Tyreek Hill's the MVP. Okay, there's just something about this team, and I do. I think that they are going to do work, and they are going to get the number 2 seed.
Alrighty, and my prediction for the number 1 seed in the American Football Conference is the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are the current number 1 seed and have consistently been the best team in the AFC over the course of the year. They've played consistently good football, and they've got a relatively easy schedule remaining, so I have a difficult time seeing them fall out of that number 1 spot.
And just like Vegas, my number 1 seed in the American Football Conference is the Baltimore Ravens. I think that they are quietly going to go number 1 in the AFC. And I do. I like them. I think, with their schedule in the near future, that they're just going to be able to carry out and finish strong and be number 1 quietly, because just haven't heard a lot from them, but they're doing it. They're doing what they need to do.
Alrighty, that is going to round out our AFC predictions. My prediction for the 7th seed in the AFC is the Steelers. Number 6 seed is the Broncos. Number 5 seed is the Jaguars. The number 4 seed and the winners of the AFC South is the Texans. The number 3 seed and the winners of the AFC East is the Dolphins. The number 2 seed and the winners of the AFC West is the Chiefs, and the number 1 seed, the winners of the AFC North and the AFC itself, the Baltimore Ravens.
And with me, the number 7 seed is the Denver Broncos. Number 6 is Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 5 is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 4 is the Houston Texans. Number 3 is the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 2 is the Miami Dolphins. And number 1, the top of the AFC North. And at the top of the AFC is the Baltimore Ravens.
Alrighty, that is going to wrap things up for us today. Please be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Feel free to drop your own predictions or anything else you would like. We would love to hear what you all have to say. And that is going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. And we will see you all in the next